Have you ever come across Jim Rohn? Jim Rohn. Yes, that Jim Rohn. I quote him almost every week when I speak because meeting someone whose words can actually redirect the entire path of your life is rare. These are the 5 lessons from him that changed everything for me. Some were uplifting, others were painful, but all of them were life-altering. Lesson number 1. The more you replay this idea, the deeper it sinks in. The beautiful thing is that at any moment you choose, you can completely rewrite your life. You never have to remain who you are after tonight unless you decide to. So tomorrow, what action will you take that can shift the direction of your life? Really think. What will you start doing that actually makes a difference? Because if nothing changes tomorrow, then nothing will change later. And by that logic, you already know exactly what your next 5 years will look like. Just study the last 5. And unless you intentionally make a key change, big or small, your future repeats itself. It's all choice. You're free to choose whatever you want, but isn't it powerful that any day you wish you can transform your entire life? Here's the secret. Imagine your life is a straight line, and today is one point on that line. You don't need a huge dramatic leap. A tiny shift in direction today transforms the destination entirely. That's what I want you to understand. No matter who you are, where you are, or what's happened to you, any day can become the turning point. But what makes people actually change? One of the biggest forces behind success is having a strong enough why. In leadership training, they teach, when the why is powerful, the how becomes simple. You don't lack intelligence, you lack reasons. Reasons can completely reshape your life. Answers come later, reasons come first. You don't even get the answers until you discover the reasons. Imagine you absolutely needed to become wealthy because someone you love is depending on you to afford the best medical care. You would push through every obstacle. You'd refuse to quit. You would find the money. No excuses. That's the power of reasons. Now imagine the hospital is empty. Nobody to save. What would you do then? The truth is, you still have the ability to accomplish something extraordinary, but now you need new reasons that pull you forward. Your reasons are stronger than your goals. So gather every reason you can think of to achieve your dream life. But be careful not to fall into this trap. One of the greatest pieces of advice I ever heard was this: people who struggle financially should take wealthy people out to dinner and listen to them. But of course they don't. They say, he's rich. He can pay for his own meal. They barely want to buy their own food, let alone treat someone successful. But if someone isn't doing well, one of the smartest things they can do is find someone who is doing well and pay for their dinner. Spend $50, $60, even $100. Go all in. If you can get a successful person to talk for 2 hours, they may give you ideas that double or triple your income. But again, most people never do this. The greatest value in life isn't what you get, it's who you become. So here's a real question. Do you live by the price or by the value? Before I understood this, I looked at the cost of everything. It was a terrible way to live. Learning to look at value instead changed my life. One person could double your income. One book might save you 5 years. One video might shift your entire path. What matters isn't the price. It's your philosophy. If your mindset is controlled by cost, you lose opportunities before they even show up. There's another painful truth I learned from Mr. Schuff. He told me, every day stand guard at the door of your mind. Think of it this way. If someone put sugar in your coffee, you'd be fine. If someone put poison, you'd die. It doesn't matter if your worst enemy hands you poison or your best friend gives it to you by accident. The result is the same. The mind works exactly like that. You decide what enters your mental factory. Don't let anyone dump whatever they want into it. You're the one who lives with the consequences. Jim Rohn had another idea that was hard for me to apply. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Sometimes that means letting go of someone you've known for years. At first it hurts, but in the long run, it's necessary. So pay attention. Who are you giving access to your mind? Choose your circle like your future depends on it. Because it does. Surround yourself with winners. Consume winning mindsets in real life and online. But what's the best way to apply this mindset? By designing a life you're excited to live. Everything changed for me when I understood this. Learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. That one philosophy changed everything for me at age 25. If you work hard on your job, you can earn a living, and that's fine. But if you work hard on yourself, you can earn a fortune. Success is something you attract by who you become, not something you chase. If you want success, study success. If you want happiness, study happiness. If you want wealth, study wealth. Don't rely on chance. Make your life a study. Create a masterpiece through personal development. Here are the 3 things I did the day my life changed forever, and I still do them today. 1. Jim Rohn's goal-setting exercise. It finally made my future clear. 2. I started keeping a journal to capture the ideas that can change my life. Don't use your mind as a filing cabinet. 3. I began ending every day by planning tomorrow. If you do just these 3 things starting today, there's no limit to how far you can go. And now, one last message. Maybe his most inspiring ever? Why not? Why not see how much you can earn? Why not learn new skills? Why not become stronger, wiser, more capable? Why not become the person who inspires others? Why not build a financial wall so strong nothing can break it? Why not become healthy, powerful, unstoppable? The real question is, why not you? You have the mind. You can make decisions. You can study the plan. You can transform your life. You can grow beyond anything you imagine. Your dreams can become real, so take your dream. Don't let it die. Breathe life into it until it becomes a flame that lights up the world. If you're watching this, it means you're serious about improving your life and having money. Sometimes the smallest decision you make today becomes the turning point of your entire life. We often wait for a big moment, some magical sign, before we finally decide to change. But real growth doesn't come from miracles. It comes from tiny choices repeated every single day. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need a direction, a desire, a reason strong enough to pull you forward when everything around you tries to hold you back. Your life won't change because you wished for it. It will change the moment you choose to take responsibility for it. And here's something most people never realize. Your future isn't hiding from you. It's waiting for you. It's waiting for that version of you who decides to stop apologizing for their potential, who stops settling for good enough, who stops living on memories and starts living on purpose. Every dream you have, no matter how crazy it sounds, is possible for someone who refuses to quit. Your mind is your greatest asset and your discipline is your strongest weapon. If you protect both, nobody can take your future away from you. So ask yourself tonight, what would happen if you gave 6 months of discipline instead of excuses? How different would your life look if you replaced doubt with action? Where would you be if you stopped waiting and started becoming? You don't need permission. You don't need perfect timing. You don't need luck. You just need to begin. Because one day you will thank yourself for not giving up when everything in you wanted to. One day you'll look back and realize that the hardest moments were actually the ones building the strongest version of you. So start today, not because you have to, but because you deserve to see who you can become. Sometimes the biggest breakthroughs begin in the smallest moments, the moments when you decide to stop waiting and start building. You don't need to be perfect to begin, you just need to be willing. Every step you take with intention strengthens the future you're creating. Most people underestimate what consistent effort can do, but a few minutes of progress every day can reshape an entire life. The key is to stay aware of your direction, because a small shift today becomes a massive change over time. Don't let doubt speak louder than your potential. Don't let temporary emotions decide your long-term destiny. You owe yourself the chance to see how far you can go if you give your best. Growth is not loud. It's not dramatic. It's subtle, steady, and often invisible until the results become impossible to ignore. So stay patient with the process and relentless with your actions. Remember that every great transformation begins as a quiet decision inside your own mind. And today could be that decision.